My LinkedIn inbox is a surprisingly diverse space. Some messages come from ambitious people looking for opportunities, asking for guidance, or trying to collaborate. Some ask if I can write their ESG report in 24 hours. And some are just strange, like offering to take my professional exams for me for a fee. Yes, welcome to the internet. But the majority of my messages, they go something like this. Tasneem, which sustainability certifications do you recommend I should take? And honestly, I get it. You open LinkedIn, scroll through 5 sustainability jobs, and every single job post is asking for a different certification. LEED, GRI, WELL, ISO, SASB, TCFD, and you're like, am I supposed to collect all of them? Let me save you the confusion. In this video, I'm not going to give you a generic list of certifications or credentials that I recommend. I'm going to walk you through a very clear, strategic framework to help you choose the certifications that actually make sense for your career, not based on trends and not based on your fear of missing out, but based on your own path and how to build authority in a specific niche. Let's get into it. Here's the problem I see all the time. And I've been on both sides of it. Professionals, especially in their early or mid-career, are drowning in options. And the recruiting companies, they're just listing every certification under the sun to be safe. So candidates chase one credential after the other without understanding what it qualifies them for, how it fits into a real career strategy, and what actually makes them valuable to an employer or client. Let me tell you what I have always thought about this. Certifications are not the destination. They're just evidence of the direction you're heading and a foundation or a stepping stone for building solid theoretical knowledge. Most people approach certifications like a checklist, but careers aren't built on checklists. They're built on clarity. So instead of jumping from one course to the other, let's slow down and look at the bigger picture here. I want to introduce you to a concept that I came up with, which is the career pyramid. This is a simple but powerful framework that helps you build direction, depth, and differentiation in your sustainability journey. And not just that, you can actually mirror this concept in any career path, regardless of the field. First, we start at the base, the part a lot of people overlook, but it's where everything begins, which is your academic background. If you studied architecture, engineering, or any of the physical sciences, you already come equipped with a systems thinking mindset. You probably think in terms of materials, structures, and energy flows. And that's a strong foundation for green buildings, energy modeling, or anything technical for the built environment. Now, if you come from business, finance, or law, you have what many technical people don't, which is an understanding of strategy, governance, compliance, or capital markets. And that's gold when it comes to ESG reporting, risk, or climate policy. The point is, don't try to erase your foundation. Build on it. Because when you bring sustainability in your existing worldview, that's when it becomes powerful. Because it gives you a unique, solid lens through which you interpret sustainability. Now we move into the middle layer of the pyramid, and this is where most careers are shaped. This is the part where you stop floating across topics and start anchoring yourself in a specific domain. This is where you say, this is the kind of sustainability work that I want to be known for. Now, how do you find that focus? Start by looking at two things. What kind of systems or decisions fascinate you? And what kind of sustainability problems do you want to help solve? And at what scale? Let me give you a couple of examples from professionals that I've interacted with in the field. The first one is an engineer that started out in mechanical engineering and HVAC design. She quickly noticed how indoor air quality was becoming a bigger priority across sectors. Instead of staying in traditional MEP work, she leaned into the topic of healthy buildings and earned her WELL AP, while focusing on the air quality features. She later got her hands on IAQ sensor tech and learned how real-time data could reshape ventilation strategies and occupant health. But she didn't stop there. She realized that most buildings are not using their sensor data. So she upskilled in Python, machine learning, and data visualization to start developing predictive maintenance models based on indoor air quality trends. And now her value isn't just technical, it became strategic. She became the person who could bridge mechanical systems, wellness, and smart tech to deliver healthier buildings that met certifications, saved energy, and kept the clients happy. She wasn't just an engineer anymore. She she became an air quality strategist for data-driven organizations. That's depth, future-proofing, and it's actually what happens when you choose your lane in the field and build it with intention. I know another professional who came from a corporate finance background, but during the internal audits, he saw that ESG risks started showing up more in materiality assessments and investor conversations. So he took that thread and followed it, earning his certification in GRI and the CFA ESG investing credential. He carved out a niche in sustainability disclosure and ESG integration for listed companies, helping them align with national disclosure requirements and investor expectations. His edge is that he knew how to translate climate data into risk-adjusted decisions that mattered to the boardroom. And that's a strength only he had in the team. So, do you notice the pattern? They were not collecting certificates. They were stacking them in one direction. They followed their curiosity, built credibility, and then positioned themselves around a real problem that needs solving. That's what this middle layer is all about. Not knowledge for the sake of it, but knowledge in service of a clear role in a growing market. And now we get to the top, the layer that most people don't pay attention to. But in my opinion, this is what makes all the difference. This top layer is not just stacking more knowledge, it's where your experience, curiosity, and creativity intersect, which is the differentiator, or as I would like to call it, the cherry on top. This cherry is a position. It's a differentiator that sets you apart from the crowd in your industry. It's the kind of edge that doesn't really show up in job descriptions, but makes you the person they call for the tough strategic or high visibility stuff in your industry. And that would be because of a specific soft skill you have, or a rare, unusual credential that you got, or maybe a very unique project you led. Maybe you worked on a cross-border carbon trading initiative where you had to navigate not only carbon standards, but geopolitical sensitivities. Now you're positioned for diplomacy-heavy ESG roles that few people are even aware of. Or maybe your differentiator is something that you're born with, a privilege that you use to your advantage. Maybe because of a specific language or a soft skill you have, you're already positioned to be a regional enabler in your country. For me, a recent cherry on top that I added to my pyramid was specializing in change management and strategy execution, because I realized that most sustainability strategies actually fail at execution. So whatever it is, your differentiator is not just a skill. It's a signal that tells people, I don't just know this field, I've actually mastered a specific corner of it. So by stacking your skills and credentials this way, your choice of certifications becomes a very strategic decision. And let me be honest here, because I've seen a lot of talented people waste years chasing the wrong thing, they collect certifications and say yes to every opportunity to the extent that they lose clarity, they lose momentum, and sometimes even confidence. I'll summarize some of the patterns or the mistakes that I keep seeing, which are, first of all, following the crowd. Just because everyone on LinkedIn is posting about a certain certification doesn't mean it aligns with your path. Visibility doesn't always mean value. Another mistake is thinking more is better. Stacking certifications without intention doesn't make you stand out. It just makes your profile noisy and confusing. Being focused is much better for your CV. A third mistake is skipping the differentiator. When you skip that top layer, that unique positioning, you become interchangeable, easy to replace. And here's the part that no one says out loud. One of the most common mistakes is actually letting your employer shape your direction entirely. Now, I'm not saying don't be a team player, but don't let someone else's staffing needs become the roadmap for your career. Just because you want to join a specific company and you see them posting about a specific credential doesn't mean you have to automatically go and get it. Make sure it aligns with your passion, interest, and curiosity in the field. One more thing that I want to say, it's okay to pivot. It's okay to stack different pyramids together and figure out your ultimate differentiator as you go. But what's not okay is constantly shifting lanes based only on what is trending currently, especially if it's pulling you away from the work you want to master. Because when you build your career only around what's trending in the moment, you never become known for anything. And in the field of sustainability, being known for something very narrow is where your leverage begins. So I just want to summarize because I feel like I talked a lot. Here's how to choose your next certification wisely. Number 1, look at your base. What is your education or core skill? Number 2, pick a lane. Is it green buildings, ESG, climate risk, building commissioning, or energy modeling? The options are vast. The third step is to find the leading certifications and credentials for that specialty. And then my favorite step, which is to add your cherry, something that positions you for leadership, strategy, or a specialized subfield. And then go deep, not wide, not scattered, deep. So, what's your pyramid looking like right now? What certifications are you considering next and why? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. And if you want help figuring out your pyramid, my LinkedIn inbox is always open. I'd honestly love to see more of those ambitious messages and fewer offers to buy exam answers. See you in the next video.